So we did our first huddle this morning with our juniors. It was a smaller group than this one. And then we did our group with our seniors, and that group was really small. And now we're doing it with the sophomores, and the lower level is full. And that's pretty consistent, and it'll probably be full for our freshmen next. But that's pretty consistent to what happens in a high school progression. I'll wait. Every year, your class gets smaller. What happens is, I have several students who don't take school seriously, and then they get to be a senior by years only. That means that they went to high school for 4 years, because technically, to be a sophomore, you should have at least 6 credits, 12 to be a sophomore after you get out of your sophomore year. To be a junior, you need to have at least 18. So when you're a senior, you only need 6 credits to graduate. Currently in this class, I'm sitting with several students in here that have less than 6 credits. So that means technically you're a freshman and not a sophomore, because you have not done the work, because you have not taken school seriously. Around January, there's some seniors on this campus that's walking around with their chest real big, and they know that they're not standing academically with us at Blake. Either they don't have a 2.0 GPA, they have not passed their 10th grade, this one right here, reading benchmark. They have not passed their Algebra 1 EOC, and they don't have 24 credits, or they don't have the trajectory of getting 24 credits. And that means that they're not going to graduate. And those chests are going to get a little bit smaller, and they're going to be crying, and they're going to be talking to their parents, and they're going to have their parents in my office. And it's going to break my heart to let them know that they're not graduating because they did not do what they were supposed to do their 9th grade year, their 10th grade year, nor their 11th grade year. And now they want me to reward them with something that they did not work for. I tell you that because you're in a position to prevent all of that from happening. But what I am seeing, not all, but a lot, more than I like. What I'm seeing is people not taking school seriously. How do I know you're not taking it seriously? When I see you in the hallway when class is going on, without a pass, when you're showing up to class late, when you're skipping classes, because I don't like that teacher. You're skipping classes just because you don't want to be in there, just hanging out in the bathroom. When myself or another adult on this campus asks you to do something and you say no or you just don't do it, when we're not asking you to do anything that's going to embarrass you or hurt you. That lets me know, that gives me signs that you're not taking things seriously. And then when I go look at your academic record and I see that you have less than a 2.0, and you have not passed those benchmarks, because this is a vital year for everyone in here because it's your 10th grade benchmark. When you're not performing at your personal best, I'm not saying that everybody needs to make all A's, but your personal best. When you're not coming to school, when you're missing 2-3 days a week, you're telling me that school is not serious. The easiest thing for you to do is just to go ahead and tell me in the hallway, at the car line in the morning, you know, Mr. Johnson, school ain't my thing. I'm not taking it seriously. Can you help me? And then I can help you, or my team can help you, find a better spot for you in order for you to be successful. Because I want to tell you this, life is hard. And I got 3 degrees. And I like life. I like my home. I like my family. I like my friends. I like being able to have money in my pocket. but I still worry about money. I still have anxiety about health, all the things that your parents and some of you may already have. I can't imagine how much harder my life would be if I did not have my degree. Can you imagine how hard your life is going to be if you don't cross that stage and not get your high school diploma? I'm not telling you this to encourage you. I'm not trying to tell you this to scare you. But I do care immensely about each and every one of you. And it will be my honor to be able to speak and shake each and every one of your hands at graduation in a couple of years. But you and I both know that's not going to happen, because what I said earlier, each class gets smaller and smaller and smaller, because everybody's not going to make it. Everybody doesn't know what it takes to be a jacket. It's worth it. This year's theme is Be Extra. The first couple of letters in the word extraordinary is extra. You got to do the extra to be extraordinary. If you don't do the extra, then you're just ordinary. Ordinary people don't win. You cannot be afraid to do the hard work. Am I asking you to be successful at the hard work? No. I'm asking you to try your personal best. I keep going back to this. Getting to class on time. Some of you in here have jobs. I see you in the Chick-fil-A line saying my pleasure, and knowing that you showed up on time because you're receiving a paycheck. And if you don't show up on time, they're going to fire you. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, we need to have a conference so we can find a better location for you, because I only want to deal with people that are doing the extra and being extraordinary. And each of you are capable of that. Nod your head if you understand. So I need each and every one of you to do better. Be better. All right, to my left, I got Coach Thomas. I got Miss Robinson, discipline. Got Dr. Seawright, she's in charge of ESC. Standing up, I got Mr. Thompson. All of these people are going to speak to you. Mr. Thompson, he's my APA in charge of administration and athletics. And then over to my right, I got Mr. Cleathan. Mr. Cleathan is also in charge of discipline. All of those people are going to be talking to you. These are some more people that works for the staff. If you need something to magnet, Ms. Kay Johnson, Ms. Adams Gibson is ace. And we talked about Coach Thomas, and we got Ms. Bass Darns in the back. She's our success coach. You can go to the next slide. These are your guidance counselors. If you have any academic concerns, you need to book an appointment with them or go see them during lunches. And we've already kind of talked about course performances. These are some of the course offerings that we have. But what's most important is, if you want to graduate, if you want to say that your 10th grade year was successful, you leave the 10th grade successful if you pass that reading benchmark at the end of the year, the FSA, and if you pass that Algebra 1 EOC. Raise your hand if you're in algebra this year. Good. That means you got to pass that EOC. That means that you're on track to graduate. If you have less than a 2.0 right now, you need to be working on getting that up, because it's nothing worse than going into your junior and your senior year with less than a 2.0. We need to start having different conversations if that's the case. Coach Thomas.
All right, real quick, because this week has been a lot of warnings about the IDs. IDs have to be worn every day by every human being on this campus, whether they're an adult or a child. If you see an adult on campus without an ID, you should notify someone, because every adult should have one. Starting next week when we come in on Monday, if you do not have your ID, it is your responsibility to go by C-150 and get a temporary ID. You have until first period. After first period, you're going to be in that room all day. Or buy a new ID for $5 on mypaymentsplus.com. Your ID must be visible. If it's visible, we won't say anything to you. So everybody who don't want somebody to say something to you, follow the rule and you just walk freely. If we don't see it, we're going to ask for it because we need to make sure you're one of ours. They need to be on your person. On that book bag, you're coming, we don't see it from behind. It needs to be on you. We bought these lanyards. You can go on Amazon if you don't like the ones we got you and get something nicer for yourself. But it has to be worn at all times on your person. Because if you sit that book bag down and walk away from it, you're in there for the rest of the day. Does everybody understand the small expectation that we have for IDs? Have it on you, have it visible, not tucked in your shirt. If you have a jacket on, it needs to be on your outermost garment. If you don't like the lanyards or the leashes we gave you, Amazon.com or go to Walmart and find something that's comfortable for you. You can't put stickers on it. You can't cover your face. You can't cover your name. Please follow these small expectations we have for you. We will have a successful year at Blake High School. We'll have so much fun if we can deal with the positive things and none of the negative. If you need help, you need support with anything, find somebody and talk to them. Everybody understand? Let's go, class of what? Ooh, y'all don't sound proud.
And I also want to add something, and I was listening to Mr. Johnson. I was the person that pulled the data for 9th grade last year, and just to be honest, you're 10th graders right now, but last year there was 120 of you that did not have a 2.0. You had a 1.9 or less out of a class of about 350, close to 400. So when I tell you, many of you are sitting here and you are not true sophomores. You don't have the grade point average and you don't have the credits. So it is very, very important. The first thing is attendance. You have to come to school, you gotta be on time, and you must go to your class. Most of the time, if you just go to class, you can pass. And you can't pass with D's. You have to have a C or higher because a D is a 1.0. Also, we will, for attendance, we are now doing late to school. Last year, that was not a requirement. Some of you were late to school every day. You walk past me every day religiously at 9 o'clock. Once you get those tardies to school, just like you did to your classes, put your head down, please. We'll talk later. Just remember your question. But not a bus, but I'm a car rider, I'm a walker. Buses, we always give you a pass. But it's everyone else that's getting here on their own. Once you hit those magic numbers, you will receive consequences. Next. We will not have any food deliveries to Blake. So don't order food and try to go to the office to pick it up. We will confiscate it and it will stay with us. So again, do not order food. We use it as an incentive, but that is not our procedure here. We are, and I don't know if you were here last year, but we have automatic referrals, alerts for tardies. Your teachers are instructed to take tardy every period. It is cumulative, so if you're tardy first period, third period, sixth period, that's 3 tardies in one day. You will receive those automatic referrals, those automatic notifications home, and you will receive consequences. The easiest thing to do is go to class, be inside the classroom before the bell rings. We have just included a warning bell. You may have noticed there's another tone before the class starts. It's 1 minute. It's a warning bell. So some of you just come out and you stand around for 4 minutes, then the bell rings, and then you go to class. You're late.
So let me speak on that real quick. What she's saying is you'll hear one bell that's like a fire alarm, and the other one is like a chime. That is your warning bell. And then you'll hear another fire alarm. So that's the pattern. We've got the bells in sync. We have to do a little repair down here for those of you in the fine arts department, working on the bells down here. But we're giving you a warning bell. Nobody should be targeting class. I didn't know. You should know what time it is.
And I have to tell you, that's us being graceful. You have had 7 periods, 8 periods since middle school. This is not your first rodeo. So for us to have to do all these little things, to me, is ridiculous. You had periods 6th, 7th, and the 8th grade. It's not new. So our encouragement to you is just be on time. Next. Hall passes. You know you need a pass. And some of you, when you ask a teacher to go somewhere, they say, go quickly. I'm going to encourage you to say, may I have a pass? Because if we encounter you in the hallway and you don't have a pass, then you're going to have a consequence. You must have a pass every time you step out of class. These are the colors that correspond to the different places down in the office and student affairs. But if you're going somewhere else, you must have a pass. It's not going to be, my teacher said, just go. Just say, may I have a pass, please? Next. So those are the pictures of things that are not acceptable. Again, this is not new. Many of you, again, you've been going to school since middle school, you probably wore uniforms. For some reason, you show up in high school and you believe, and I'm looking at some of you are dressed like this right now. Tank tops, your shoulders must be covered. Your midriff, we're tucking our shirts. We cannot see your belly. Avoid those problems. Also, and I don't know if it's up here, can you go to the next one? Definitely slides and Crocs. Crocs are good, but the Birkenstocks, where your toes are out. Crocs you can wear. So this is the one that's gonna get most of you, excuse me. This is where most of you are gonna have your issues. Your devices. So new this year, your headphones cannot be in your ear, cannot be on your head, cannot be around your neck. We waited until we had our assembly today, but after you leave here, we're not having that conversation. Your cell phone is out of sight. And when an instructor gives you the directive to put it in their little phone caddies, you are not giving them grief. It is not, no, I'm keeping it in my purse. You are going to follow the directives from your instructors. If not, there will be conversations with Mr. Cleathan and myself. But I just want you to know it's everywhere. Parents have been informed, and now we're informing you personally. The only place you can use your phone is where? Lunch. Lunch, cafeteria, you can use your phones. But when you exit, we're going to remind you to put your devices away. You may not have your phone out in the hallway, and absolutely positively not in the restroom. Safety. And some of you will thank me, because some of what people do with their phones, especially in the restroom, is unacceptable. We need your attention.
Listen up, I ran into this today. I'm calling somebody, they got their earbuds in and they're blasting. And you're not being disrespectful, but if I gotta give you some directions, because of an emergency that's going on, you're not gonna know what's going on. And I'm gonna do my best to help you, but at some point in time, it's on you. That's why we're asking you to travel without your electronic devices.
Yes. Will you go ahead to the next one, because I definitely want to get to PBIS. Arrivals, we will check IDs. Some of you get mad with me and you're like, Ms. Robinson, I don't care. have your ID ready for me and in your hand so that we do not have to look on your book bag in a lot of different places. If you just have it prepared, then there won't be any issues. We will be checking everywhere. If you don't have your IDs, like Coach Thomas says, you can only get it first period. After that, you'll be an ISS. Next one, please. Sign in and sign out. Your parent has to come in and sign you out. If you are a walker or a driver, then your parent can send an email. If you're not, your parent has to come to the school. Next. Same thing, you can't leave until your teacher's lunch. You are doing a pretty good job. You know, we're down to 2 lunches. You have, after today, we will be checking IDs at lunch. So there's only 4th and 6th period, and we got rid of 5 because some of you thought lunch was all day, so you were going to 4, 5, and 6. That's not gonna happen. Next. All right, PBIS.
Yes, give Ms. Robinson a round of applause. All right, so if you do not know, my name is Ms. Johnson. I'm your behavior and PBIS coach. We are a PBIS school. Next slide. So my partners here have given you all of the information and the expectations for academics. It looks like 2.0 GPA, making sure that you have your benchmarks met. Behavior means arriving on time, doing the right thing when asked. Our school-wide expectations are respect, responsibility, and pride. What that can look like? No, it's cool, go to the next one. All right, so let's go to the meat and potatoes. If you follow the expectations, you're going to earn incentives. But you also need to understand that there are consequences if you don't. Next slide. So in terms of incentives, if you achieve honor roll, we want to recognize you, and we'll also be putting this in our newsletter. So look forward to that so your parents can appreciate firsthand. Behavior incentives. So if you are following directions and you've never had a temporary ID, if you arrive on time, we have ICs, Spirit Days. Next slide. Community is a big part of how we show our Yellow Jacket pride. So we're going to be having, as an incentive, a faculty-student games. So our first one is pickleball. So if you would be interested, make sure you talk to me or any of the other individuals here. Clubs is a really big part of our campus. So at the end of August, you'll have an opportunity to sign up for a variety of clubs. We're going to have Club Rush. They'll be in the lunchroom. You'll be able to look at all of their displays and decide where you want to join. Next slide, please. You're not going to scan now, but I do want...
Is that not working?
No, it is. Oh, I don't know. My bad.
Okay. This is the one time you have permission to take out your phones. If you are an athlete or wannabe athlete, you can go ahead and scan this code. Listen up. Hey, I want to get this done real quick. This is the time that you can get all the information. I'll wait on you. Athletics this year, for those of you, how many of you have not played a sport here at Blake High School? Okay, it's going to look a little different for you this year. One, because in addition to a physical form, you have to give what's known as a echocardiogram. So if you have never played a sport in high school, you must get what's known as an echocardiogram. So there are a number of forms and things that you have to turn in. And we do this electronically. You do not turn in a physical copy. It is electronically done through what is known as home campus. It's a lengthy process. If you need some help doing it, don't hesitate to ask myself or one of the coaches on campus. We can help guide you through it, okay?
There are several pieces. As I said, you need echocardiogram, you need a physical form, you need your birth certificate. There are 3 videos that you will get from watching videos, or excuse me, there are 3 certificates that you will get from watching videos on concussion, on heat illness, on sudden cardiac arrest, and sportsmanship. You upload those certificates into the system. You must also have purchased insurance. You cannot use your parents' insurance. There is sports insurance that you must purchase, and each sport has a specific amount that you must pay. The highest amount that you must pay for insurance is for football and lacrosse, which is $60. Usually $60 for insurance. That lasts you the entire year, the entire school year, and then you can and you can play that sport. And if you pay higher for one sport than you do the other, you do not have to pay the lower cost for the other sport because the higher cost covers that sport. The last thing you would probably have to turn in is what's known as a history enrollment form. That just tells us where you've been enrolled. If you've been here at Blake 3 years, then okay, or 2 years or a year, you just put that down. But we have to know what school you've been at for the length of time you've been at Blake, been in high school. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I'm at lunch, and I had a couple of kids come up to me today. I really appreciate you. Are we getting ready to dismiss?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing.
One more thing.
So that is the bell, but this does say Costa Rica. So Blake is sponsoring, not really sponsoring, but we are going, sit down, we are going to Costa Rica summer 2027. If you have a passport and you are interested, there is a quick QR code. The meeting is August 25th, 6 p.m. for Costa Rica.